Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Wednesday, December the 22nd. So I'm going to be focused more on the bullish count, but we're going to have a look at, just very quickly have a look at the possible bearish counts. And the last video that we put out 2 days ago, we looked at the bullish count and that's starting to look okay. So one of the bearish counts is the expanded flat, of course, which is wave 3, the A wave, the B wave, and looking for 5 waves down for wave 4. So that's on the cards. So that's one way to look at it. The other way is let's consider wave 3 here with wave 4 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That works. Or you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That works as well. So this would leave wave 4 over here. So we've had 3, 4, and 5, which is only a very small top. So I'm not that keen on this, but it's possible, you know. So this would still give us something of this nature to play out here. It's just their ideas. We put them out there, and you know, we just eliminate them one by one, so to speak. But the bullish count that I've got, you know, because I've been treating this market with the glass half full rather than half empty, you know. So the other count is this one here. Now, it's a bit of a long shot, but I kind of like it. Yeah, so let's just go in and have a little bit of a look at it. We can see that we're getting nice volume in this. That last bar that came down through here, closed lower, was on lower volume than the previous. Let's get these things out of the way here a little bit. So just in terms of the volume here, this, we know that there's support in the market here because this bar here has got increased volume on the up one. This one's down, this bar's down, but has lower volume. This bar is up and got higher volume. So it's giving me, the volume's confirming the price action here. It doesn't mean that this count is correct. Please don't get me wrong about this. It's just a possibility. This has been a long-term count. And it has come down to the, you know, where it's supposed to come down to. It's also been very sharp and swift, as a wave 2 should be. They can look rather haunting, but let's see if we can build a case for this. The other point here too is not to have this over here, but to have this over here, which I even prefer more. And when we look at, if you look at the CME futures market that doesn't have the spike, then you'll understand, you'll see this in a better light. So I'm just going to cut through to the 4-hour chart, and I'm just going to keep all of this really sort of simple. The last time we spoke, we looked at just the bullish count, really. Wave 1 here with an A and a B, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here for this. So that low has stayed in place there. So now the market's moved off a little bit. It doesn't mean that this count is correct. It was just something that we have been working, and it's staying in place. So that's good, but we need to build evidence for all of this. So this could certainly sort of collapse, but I can see that the market's reluctantly wanting to come down here. If the 46,500, which is the lower end of minor group 2, became the resistance, then I'd be bearish at that point. But my aim when this fell out of bed here was to chill and not to, you know, just to stand back and allow the market to unfold to a point where we can sort of pick up the golden thread and follow, you know, and continue with the book, so to speak, the next chapter. So the 50,000, if we look at the lower, if we look at group 2 below here, which will be 48,000, 47,720 and 46,500, as long as that became the support, then the market still belonged to the 50,000 in psychological terms. And it's the same to the upside as well. If I can look at group 1 above here, which would be 51, 52 and 53. So what I can say here, if I can get that onto 53, close enough, if I can get it, if the 53,000 became the tested support, then what it would be telling me is that the market is leaving the closest largest number, which would be the 50,000. So tested support on 53 would sever any pull from the 50,000, and the pull would come from the 55,000. So that's the line in the sand to be bullish. This move up here, is this correct? How do I feel about it? I kind of like it, but it's a little bit odd looking and so on. But yeah, I just want to stay with it. So I can see that this is impulsive here. So it's going to have problems at the 50,000. But that's it. Wave 1, an A and a B, and a C wave here for wave 2. You could call this a truncated fifth wave, but if you looked at this on the futures market, the CME futures, rather than the spot, then we don't have the spike down here. It just finishes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and finishes nicely. But I'm not going to go on to TradingView and look at that. Next step within all of this, as I mentioned last time, is the first step is to really find support on 48,000 is nice, which is the next minor level. But the next major level is the 50,000. So we need to be on that. So it's going to be a process. It's going to be, there's going to be a little bit of a dance here with all of that. But if it can find support, and then the next level is the 53. That's the one. It needs that classic trading levels pattern at 53, and that pattern will be looking like that. So if that's the 53 there, you'll have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level. That's not support trading above the level. Coming back and checking it is part of the process, but it could come back up to this point here and then drop again. So that's why you need this high here. You can go long on that high or that high. We start with that one, then bring it down to that one, and then we work this one here. And inside this little pattern here, even though it's just very simple with 2 lines, 3 lines in it, that little pattern here, inside of that will have this bigger pattern here. So it will have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC pattern, and then instead of working with minor group 1, you can work with subgroup 1 at the 53,000 or even the 50,000. But that's what we're looking for. Sometimes we get it, that's the most common pattern. This is a variation of that pattern where it just sits on top here. But that doesn't normally happen at number 3 or 53 in this case. It could be 43 or any 3. But it doesn't normally happen like that at 53. So it's more likely to be the other one. So that's that. And if we just bring Ethereum across here in the same, this is on a 2-hour chart, doesn't matter. Wave 1 here with an A wave here, an A, B, C here for the B wave. And then, this is a bit weird, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the C wave here, and then wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here. Now, people will throw stuff at me for doing that, but I'm okay. I'm pretty quick. I can catch that and I won't be upset. So that's wave 1 there. And then this is also impulsive here. So we could put wave 1 here and put wave 2 here. So the main point here is it's really making a good effort to get back onto this is in grey. Major trading level, medium trading level, minor trading levels, and between 200 and 300 or 100 and 200, you start getting all the sub levels and then the micro level. So anyway, this is a medium level and it's doing its best it's sticking to it. It still may fail. It was support and now it's resistance, but will it be supported? Because if we were shorting this, then we would short this low, that low, and that low. But that's not happening at the moment. So, but that would be the short trade at that point, unless we had another one, and unless if this comes back for wave 2 here, and then you'd have that low to short. So that's pretty much on the bearish side of things. So sometimes on the bearish side it's easy like that. It support drops through, retests it, we use that low, and sometimes most of the time it comes back above the level like it's doing right now. So this is what we've got to be careful of. So if this is the 4,000 here, it's come through, it's done, and it looks like it wants to push up there, so it could push up and then come back down. So this is the bearish side here, but we're not there yet with this. It looks like it wants to push up through here, so we'll just see if it comes back on and sits on that so it needs to push up here and then come back. So we'll see how that we'll see how the cookie crumbles. So on the bullish side, it's always been a long shot, but I've always been a bit of a long shot sort of guy, and we'll see how this plays out. So we don't have any evidence of a bullish run yet, but I have to say, looking at this as an impulse wave for wave 1, an impulse wave here, this is corrective in 3, and this is impulse. So we got, you know, we've got 3 little impulse waves here. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I mean, but like I said, if this is breach, this low is breached, then look on the short side. There should be another one coming in, so then you can use that one instead, you know. And the same thing here again as well. The medium level 4,000 is important, but it's to separate this, we need to get on top of number 3, so 43 here. So we need to see, like, to be bullish, we need to see a classic trading levels, bullish trading levels pattern, classic trading levels pattern on that 3 there. If that occurs, then that's your safe buying point at that point. And it looks like it's also the 61.8%, but doesn't really matter at that thing. The level's more important. So yeah, so that's it. So will all this happen? I don't know, but I think it's nice to look at the market glass half full. So I'll give it that title today. Okay, alrighty. Yeah, let's just see how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, cheers.